Mic stands are really, it took me a while to figure out mic stands.
That's one of the big problems with being a musician.
It's one of the biggest problems. Yeah. Nobody talks about it.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Okay, let's talk about it.
HAVS, thanks for coming in the zone. Wait, I'm realizing now it is pronounced HAVS?
It's HAVS, yeah,
Okay.
you got it. I would have corrected you.
Okay.
I would have corrected
I
you.
appreciate you. What has been, apart from mic stands, the biggest challenge for you being a musician?
Wow, we're coming in hot.
Yeah, I guess let's get right into
The
it.
biggest challenge, apart from mic stands, I think just like building a name for yourself is a challenge. Yeah, just like that within itself, like building your, I want to say brand, like your, who you are, how you want to present to the world, and yeah, creating a name for yourself, a reputation for yourself.
That is tricky.
Yeah, and just like making people care. Like why there's so many people
that's
doing
the big,
this.
Yeah.
Like why would you care
It's
about what I'm
literally
doing?
millions of tracks get released every year. So it's like,
Yeah, and just like catching people's attention in that way of like, why should you care about my music? Or like, yeah.
And so why should people care about your music?
Wow, we're coming in with the heavy hitters. Why should people care about music? Well, I think it just comes down to like what resonates, like who resonates with what, you know, like I'm a big believer. I'm like a very big energy person. So I definitely think that the people that are attracted to you are like on a similar frequency, on a similar wavelength. And I think that like different seasons will essentially attract different audiences, maybe within like the same general pool, but I think it's more so like there's so much talent. There's so many talented musicians, talented producers, just talented artists. So it's like, how do you pick where as a consumer to put your energy? So it's just like almost like, I guess, selling yourself in, which like sounds kind of gross, but it kind of is that. It's like showing you like, this is not only my music, but like the meaning behind it in my case.
That's what people attach to, right? Like the story and everything. And
and just like the humanness of like, I think definitely I'm in this place right now personally where I've created this like persona of HAVS, and there's a little bit of a mask there. So a mask not in like a not genuine way, but a mask in like a, I'm showing you only what I allow you to see. So it's like regulated in a way, you know? But now I'm kind of just like trying to show more humanness and like that, you know, I'm just a girl with like, that also had a 9-to-5 job that was, you know, grinding and trying to make it in the music industry. And it's not like this polished thing that we show on Instagram. Boom.
I was going somewhere.
He's speechless.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so what was that mask that you were presenting that was like, because I feel like I've been thinking a lot about branding artists and like different archetypes, you know, of like who do you kind of like fall into and like what do you sort of lean into, because it's kind of like everyone has every type of person in them, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like you generally kind of gravitate towards a certain vibe, and especially like your music can present that. Like, what do you feel like you are presenting?
Well, I think it's like, maybe mask isn't the right word, but it was like a filter.
Yeah.
So I think that like for me, I've had a hard time being truly vulnerable in my music. And this EP is like the first time that I'm like really vulnerable and like sharing, I guess, because I'm a private person as much as you can be when you're, you know, like trying to be a public figure. So I don't really share about my personal life and about like the details of like my day to day in that way. But with this EP, I feel like it's kind of inevitable, and it is so personal to me that I almost have to just like break through kind of this like facade of like, I don't really like crash out, you know, where it's like, no, this EP was a full crash out and it like helped me to not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has that been like a challenge, you think, before that you are now like embracing and overcoming, or is it something you didn't really think about of like trying to be more vulnerable?
I think it's always been a challenge for me to be vulnerable, actually, and to like show my real, true self. There's always been a little bit of like a wall there, just in general, even in like personal relationships and stuff. So right now I've been like let's say if I share something on Instagram, I'll be like nervous about it if it's vulnerable, but then I'll do it on purpose anyways, even though it scares me. And I think there's like a subconscious like fear of rejection, like, oh, if I really show my true self, then I'll be rejected. And that's just on some like real psychological shit. But oh my God, what was I gonna say about that? But yeah, doing it anyways, and then also asking myself, how can I be even more vulnerable in that? So like taking it a step further, even where it feels too vulnerable, but like doing it just to like exercise that muscle, you know?
Right. Is that gonna be the evolution now? Every album is just more demons.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know about that, but but yeah, I get what you're saying.
I also want to talk about your sound bath side of your artistry, which is very cool. I have not been, but tell us about it.
Yeah. So I always felt like there was these like two sides to me, the energy side and then the music side. And I felt like those two were separate because a lot of the work that I do is like creating community and spaces where you can feel safe to be seen and held. And it's funny, safe to like be vulnerable. Whereas like that's another layer where I'm like, okay, well, if I'm, you know, creating spaces for other people to be vulnerable, I should also be vulnerable.
That you were drawn to that though, right? Because that might have been something that you felt like you needed yourself. So
exactly.
you try to make it for other people.
Crazy how that works.
Yeah.
But with the sound healing, I found that was like the bridge to bridge the energy side and the music side, because it is both at the same time. And I'm still figuring out how to do that, if I'm being super real. But with the sound healing, it's just always been something that came so naturally to me. And every time I do a sound bath, I just feel like so fulfilled and energized after. And the people that come to the sound bath feel fulfilled and energized and feel like they shifted something completely, or they have this like profound experience. And it's just been, I actually just hosted my first sound bath, even though I've been doing them here and there for like ever, but I just hosted my first one last month, and the feedback from it was crazy. So I'm just like people are coming up to me like how their lives changed and like this crazy stuff. Whoa. And I was like, okay, that is confirmation that we are continuing to do this. So it's been really fun to like give myself permission to do that.
That's really cool. Are you like talking at all or like guiding people through things, or you kind of?
So I think in a general sound bath, like most sound baths that I've been to at least, are no really vocals. It's just the instruments, and which are magical within themselves. But then for me, there's an added layer where like I'll either harmonize with the bowls, or I'll use vocal toning, or like create my own songs. Like I have a sound bath on Spotify that I'll do that live, and then other ones, sometimes covers of other sound baths. So I use a lot of vocal toning. And then in this one in particular, the series that I just started that I was just talking about, I also do like guided visualization because I just know how powerful visualization is when you're in that relaxed state already. So it's like the perfect recipe to channel like whatever it is, that whatever the theme is. So we did like a cord cutting, which is like just like releasing old like heaviness and like dank energy that's like been stuck in the body but like hasn't really been able to release. So something like that, or we'll guide them through like abundance mindset, or like a lot of, I'm big on mindset stuff and like identity work. So we'll do that. It's always different, but yes, there is a lot of vocals involved, a lot of vocal toning, and then also talking, meditation type stuff.
What's the work for identity work?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you do?
Well, identity work is so interesting to me because I think it is something that we should all be taught, like starting in kindergarten. But I never heard of it until, do you know Dr. Joe Dispenza?
Yes.
So
I read Becoming Supernatural.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of understand it then. He's very much on identity work.
So it's like the manifestation idea of like, it's like instead of changing like what you are doing, like you change like who you are, right? Kind of.
Yeah, and in changing who you are, you change what you're doing.
Right.
And so it's like if you're in a place in your life, because I think so many of us feel out of control in our lives, and it's like, oh, I'm, going through this thing, or like I'm going through a breakup, or I feel depressed, or I feel really anxious. And it's like not bypassing those things, like still honor that you are feeling that way, but you're feeling that way for a reason because something is out of alignment. So with identity work, it's like you take a look at your identity and you take a look at like how you see yourself. And is that even how you want to see yourself? Because a lot of us create this identity based on like survival mechanisms from like growing up, or like what we were told, or like from ages 0 to 7 when you're like, your subconscious mind is very susceptible to what you were told. Like, let's say a teacher told you, you'll never amount to nothing. And as like a 6-year-old, you'll be like, oh my God, like I'm never going to amount to nothing,
Yeah.
And then that becomes part of your identity. Subconsciously, we don't know it. And then as adults, we just keep self-sabotaging because we don't know, it just, it's this like snowball effect of like all the things that happen based on your core identity. So if you shift your identity, if you just, because like a lot of us don't even look at like what even is, how do I see myself? What is my identity? And does that align with where I want to go, or like my goals, or what I want to do in my life, what I want to accomplish? And if it doesn't, then like where's the gap, and how do I show up in a way that aligns with like a pop star, or like a musician, or somebody who is, I don't know, like a really successful finance bro. Maybe that's what you want to be, and maybe your identity doesn't align with that. So
if you want to be a finance bro.
Yeah, like I don't know why that popped into my head. I think just because I've been like thinking about finances lately, but whatever it is. So like if you show up in your day-to-day, even if you don't believe it yet, like it takes a little bit of delusion to get there, definitely. Even if you don't believe that, like if you tell yourself like, oh, I'm a successful pop star, but you don't feel like it yet, just show up in the way that a successful pop star would show up, and you'll start to kind of like shift your habits and like your day-to-day. And it's the idea of changing your internal state, and then your external state, your external reality just has no choice but to follow and to match it.
And then to like change like your subconscious identity is like more than just saying like, okay, I'm gonna be a pop star. It's like you need to kind of enter that like relaxed state, whatever, and that you can get there with the sound bath.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you can do it consciously, you can change those things, but it's so much faster when it's through the subconscious, through that relaxed state, because you're, not to get all like sciencey, but like your brainwave is in this, like think of it like this, where it's just like open to these concepts being, thrown at you essentially. Because when we're in that relaxed state and we're visualizing our ideal, let's say our ideal reality, our subconscious mind doesn't actually know the difference between what is actually happening in real life and what you are visualizing. So a lot of the times people will get out of the sound bath and they'll be like, they'll actually feel like this happened to them, whatever they visualized, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's wild.
It is wild.
Yeah.
It's wild that, I mean, people are talking about it more now, but I'm just like, y'all need to know this. Like, if you only knew how much power you actually have over your reality, I think the world would be like a lot more at peace.
This is all super cool. Like, I've always been very interested in all this, and I like believe all of it, but I feel like I definitely don't practice as much as I should, you know?
How much do you feel like you should practice, or like what do you feel like you should be doing?
Like I haven't been meditating recently, so
Okay.
I should probably do that. I've been doing like breath work. I've been doing the Wim Hof.
I love that.
It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm doing a monk thing right now where I'm sober and not and celibate.
Oh,
And so
okay. How long is that for?
It's been going for like 2 months. I'll do like one more month for the marathon, and then but the sobriety I'll keep, I think, after that. I'm liking it.
So many people are sober right now, like just because it's kind of crazy. I like where this trajectory is going.
Yeah, but the Wim Hof, that gets you high.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Breath work is like, oh my God, it goes right to the brain.
Yeah.
Right to the brain. And I incorporate breath work in everything too. That's another great way to just like change your state so quickly that people don't really realize. Cause it's like, my friend was just talking about this, how like a lot of people just wake up and they'll just start scrolling. And now this is a mental health podcast. They'll just like start scrolling, and then 30 minutes pass by, 40 minutes pass by, and then they just like kind of feel like shit. And they're like, why do I feel like this? Can I swear on here?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been swearing. They just like don't feel good, and they're wondering why. And it's like sometimes all you have to do is just like maybe breathe intentionally for 5 minutes, go outside, get dressed. Like, you know, it actually doesn't take that much, but it's so easy to get caught into like these habits that aren't helpful.
Yeah, I think just intentional breathing is even better than like I used to, when I do meditate now, it's like more like relaxed. Like I'll just like sit on the couch and just like focus on the breath. Like I don't need to like get into the proper position, you know.
I can't even meditate like that. Like I need to be laying down, take a little nap.
Yeah. I guess, I'll hit that more like, I don't know, like today was the super duper long run, the longest until the marathon. And so I was like so gassed afterwards, and I'm like, I'm literally just gonna, that'll be my meditation, is just lay down and have a quick nap, but like focusing on the breath as much as you can, you know?
Yeah, I definitely did that before I got here, and I almost slept through the... I like woke up and I was like, oh my God, I need to go. So yeah, that's why when you came in hot like that, I was like, I just woke up.
You don't set an alarm on the nap?
I wasn't planning to nap.
Oh, okay.
It happened. I was meditating and I just fell asleep. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, we're getting deep into it, but this is why I was excited to talk to you, because I know you're into the spirituality, everything, and the sound bath and the yoga and all that.
Yeah, all the things.
I love talking about it.
Great, let's talk about it.
There was one thing you posted on your Instagram, 5 lessons you learned in your 20s. I want to go over all these and talk about them.
Okay.
So you got, that's on the other side. Nothing and no one is out of your league. You are the only one holding yourself back. If you want it, go get it.
Am I expanding on that? Okay, so I think this comes back to like the identity work and the delusion, because I used to feel, and I think in the music industry there's this like weird sort of hierarchy. I don't know if hierarchy is the right word, but it's like if you like an agent or a manager or somebody that is like has more success than you as an artist or whatever is like way above you, and like we put it on this pedestal as like, when I was starting, at least that's what I would do. And I would almost feel like this is unattainable, and like, why would they want to help me? Why would they want to talk to me? Like, sort of this, like, I don't know, it's like a weird hierarchy in the music industry, it feels like, or like even labels, we put them on this pedestal because it's like, it's interesting. This is kind of a tangent, but it's interesting that as a musician, as an artist, you hire a manager, but then it almost feels like you're working for the manager, or like you're working for the label, which like you are, but also like you hired the manager, you hired the agent. So it's like, I just feel like artists get shit on, for lack of better words, in that way. And it's just like, we just need to like empower ourselves and as artists to be like, take these things off of the pedestal and just remember who you are, and remember that like you are the talent and these people are working with you or helping you for a reason, and not even in like a cocky way, but just like in a self-worth way, you know?
Oh, so like the whole industry exists because the artist.
Yeah.
Like that's it's all for them, right?
Yeah, this wouldn't exist without the artist.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I meant with that. And just like the delusional part is, even if an artist is like has way more success than you, they're still a human, you know? It's almost like when you're a fan of somebody, and you finally meet them, and then you get like so nervous and you're like, oh my God, like, sorry, like, I know you're so busy, like that kind of energy. But it's like, no, you also deserve to be in this room, just because you just started, or just because maybe you don't have like a Juno yet, or whatever it is, like whatever these like egoic material things are, which like, and I don't mean that with like a negative connotation, because I think ego can have a negative connotation sometimes, but just like these material things, like it doesn't mean anything about your worth, you know, as an artist.
Yeah. I feel like I actually got that like after doing this podcast for a while, just in the last like few months, there have been more people who have like come up to me, or there's like this one guy who was like, he's like kind of a homie now, but he was like kind of like starstruck that he saw me at like a show. He was like, oh, like, I listened to the podcast, whatever. And I was like, bro, like, chill. I'm like, I knew who he is as well. I'm like, I like your band. Like I'm just a dude, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's all good.
Yeah, exactly.
And even if I didn't know who he was, like I was just like, yo, like I'm just a bro, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all just people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I meant by that point.
And then I was thinking after that, I was like, well, because I've acted that way with other people right before. I was like, oh man, I'm a big fan, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can go do a little bit of that, but they are also just people, you know.
Yeah, like definitely give them their flowers. Right. But still, yeah, we're all just people at the end of the day, and nobody needs to be on a pedestal. Like we're all just people.
Mm-hmm. All right, quick break to tell you about the two latest crazy ventures I have going on. Thing one is Way Out Fest. This is a music festival, August 21st to 23rd in Seven Sisters Falls, Manitoba. It is a 2-night music festival, as you know from the dates, with camping. I founded it with my buddy Tyson, and it's going to be a fucking blast. We have an amazing lineup, including headliners Tired Cossack, Holy Void, and JD Edwards. As of recording this, tickets are not on sale yet, but they will be very soon, so be sure to follow us on Instagram at wayout.mb to stay updated, and go to wayoutmb.ca for more information. Thing number 2 is that I am managing artists now. So I manage my own band, Banana Crisis, and I manage the aforementioned Tyson Wagner, that is, his musical project. And I'm looking for more talent. So if you want help with any or all of the following: marketing, content strategy, brand development, booking shows, merch fulfillment, finances, distribution, grant writing, I can help with those things. I'm pretty new to the game, but I am well connected and I work hard, and I'm sure we can negotiate terms that work for you. So if you're interested in booking a meeting, you can hit me up at inthezonewinnipeg@gmail.com or on Instagram at inthezone.wpg. Now back to the show. Number 2.
Let's go. I forget what I even wrote for these.
Struggle. Did you just like cook these up one day? Or were you like,
I cooked them up one day.
Was it thinking, were you thinking about it for a while?
Well, these were just like actual lessons from my 20s.
Yeah.
There's more than that.
Yeah.
But these are the 5 that I narrowed it down to.
Struggle does not equal success. Resting is sometimes the most productive thing you can do for yourself and everything you touch. Doing less creates space.
Yes. This is a huge lesson because I think like hustle culture is so big right now and always, I think, always. And I come from a family of immigrants that are like hard working, like survival mode. Like we cannot stop working or we'll lose everything. Like that's the mentality. And it is a mentality. Like success is a mentality. And like, of course, there's material 3D things that however you define success. But it's just like something that I've been working on lately is like even today I have so much to do, but I was so exhausted today for some reason. And I was just like, I just need to let myself rest. And I used to feel so guilty for that. And like, if I rest, I'm going to lose all these opportunities. But actually, that's not true. Rest and joy. And like, I feel like a lot of us forgot about like the joy and that we're allowed to just like take time off to experience joy. And this is like something, again, that I've been working on a lot of. Like success doesn't have to mean that I'm burning myself out, because I used to burn myself out like at least 3 times a year, like maybe more. And now I think like I haven't done a show in almost a year, and there's a past version of me that would feel really guilty about that and like I'm a failure for that. But I'm just like, no, it's just like not the season for that right now. And I don't have to be constantly doing shows just to stay relevant to myself, you know?
Right.
And I think there's like, I'm realizing that it was EP making season, you know? It was like recording, producing, all the things. And I don't need to be like constant output, because as much as I love doing shows, it takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot of energy to share yourself with a crowd of people. And sometimes like we don't have to be doing that all the time. So it's just this mindset, this mentality of like you're allowed to rest and you're not going to lose everything if you rest. And that's like a huge new neural pathway for me that I'm going down, because I'm like, rest, like what is that? Like we don't have time for that, but we actually do. It's again a mindset. Yeah.
It's just like expanding, like it's like, would you take an hour out of sleep to work for another hour? Like, no, that's insane.
Yeah, and like, do you want to live that way? Do you want to live burnt out all the time?
Yeah. And then some people would do that, but then you go like, okay, what if you took another hour out? It's like at a certain point, it's just not feasible, right?
Yeah.
So like clearly we need to rest, and then like incorporating that into the day to like, you know, take a few minutes. Don't, you know, have to rush through everything.
Yeah, and you also need to create space for the ideas to come through, especially as an artist. Like constant output, you don't have, and also consumption, you don't have space for anything to come through. So it's like, that's where writer's block comes in. And I remember like the first time I toured, I was just like, go, go, go. It was so chaotic. And I loved it. I was like, I'm thriving right now. This is like, my nervous system is so conditioned for like constant chaos. And I love it. And it was great. So I thought, and then I was like trying to write these songs, and I had this crazy writer's block, and I was still continuing to do and to go and to do all these things, like no breaks, no rest. And I remember I went to a yoga class and I like rested for the first time in like months, and my brain was like, all these ideas came flooding in, and I was like, oh, this is why I had writer's block. Like I was doing it to myself, you know? And if you just, that's why when people are like, oh, I have writer's block, does anyone have any tips or like whatever, I'm like, go to a yoga class. go to a sound bath, go to a yoga class, like move that energy out so that you can create space for something else. And maybe that doesn't look like a yoga class for some people. Maybe it's like, I don't know, dancing, or I don't know, golf, whatever people like. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like it comes from like, it's like you sit down with your instrument, whatever, and you're like, if you're like trying too hard, right? Same thing. It's not gonna come. It's like sit back, let it kind of come to you. You know, you just get into it. And
Yeah. It's like you get the downloads of the song.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get downloads? How fast was the fastest song you've written?
Ooh. I don't know. Okay, I think so this is what's coming to mind. I don't know if this is the fastest, but we're going to go with it. So on this new EP, there's a song called Till I'm High. And when I wrote it, it was like a Friday night. I'm just like in my little studio, boxed in, feeling inspired. And I just like open Logic and I just start going. And I enter this flow state like instantly. And it's just, it was the most chaotic thing ever. But I was just like laying down a chord progression. And then I was recording this vocal. And then I was like, oh my God, it needs this. And then it needs this. And it was just the fastest, like the most unorganized thing in the world because like we don't have time to organize. We don't have time to polish. And
We're not
everything
making
was...
every track a different color.
No, absolutely not. But we're also not editing anything. Like it's all just exactly as it is in its like most chaotic form. And so for this whole EP, I produced it, but then I had my friend Terrence Ruiz help me produce, like finish the production and like actually like spice it up and make it sound really, really nice. So more than, you know, what I could have done by myself, and just like another set of ears to be like, what do you think? So when I brought this song to him, he was like staring at it like, what am I looking at right now? Like, this is the most chaotic thing ever. Right. Bless his soul. I know he was like thinking like, bro, like get your shit together. But I'm just, that's flow state, you know? And it was, I don't know how long it took me, but it felt like a second and everything was just there, and it was what it was. And then I hate the organizing after, because when you're in, you finish the song and you're like, okay, great, it's done, like moving on. But you know, unfortunately the admin part of it is like editing everything, organizing it, maybe change the color, who knows.
Did Ruiz just like mix it then, and you had arranged most of it, or was it doing a little bit of arranging?
With this song in particular, there wasn't even a chorus. It was just like one part, another part, another part, another part. So we arranged it. He helped me organize a lot of them to like a proper structure, because the way that I write is very, I would say, unconventional. Like there's definitely a song on there that's like, it was just a chorus for the whole song. And I ended up just like, I was like, okay, it needs like a verse, it needs something. So there's just like this one verse, but then it's like the whole song is chorus. I just have this unconventional way of writing.
I mean, the chorus is the best part.
Yeah.
Just make the whole song the chorus.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's songs that exist that are like that. So he helped me a lot with the drums on all the songs, because even though on my last project, I hired him to do drums on a lot of the songs because he's just really good at that. And helped me, like, I wanted a lot of dynamics and I wanted it to be very dramatic. So he helped me like dramatize the whole, like all the songs. And yeah, helped to make them what they were. The demos feel very, I would say, a lot more underwhelming than the finished products.
Well, it sounds great.
Thank you.
And for like, and we don't have a very big like pop scene here, you know, like it's you don't get a lot of good pop artists and production, so it's cool to see.
Thank you.
Number 3. Intuition is greater than logic. Your body knows before your mind can explain. If it feels heavy, rushed, or misaligned, you have your answer.
Yeah. I think this is another one that I could talk about for hours, but I think connecting to your intuition is one of the most important things you could do in life and the thing about intuition is that it feels like the opposite of logic. Like an intuitive nudge will be like, it won't make any sense a lot of the times, but it's important to follow those because they will get you into places that logic would never get you into. And it will have you connecting with people that, again, logic would never have you connecting. So I think also intuition and instinct gets confused a lot because your instinct is based off of like survival and your past and maybe like past traumas, little t, big T, whatever, like past things that happened to you that you've like adapted and learned how to survive based off of, you know? So I think with intuition versus logic or versus instinct, if you don't know, if you're not sure if it's intuition, first of all, like one of my like rules of thumb for intuition is if it feels urgent, then it's not intuition. If it feels like you have to do this right now or like fear driven, then it's not intuition. That's ego or instinct. Intuition is a very calm, like steady, it's like if you think of this concept of your higher self, that's intuition. And it's very, if you don't follow it, it's not going to fearmonger you. It's just going to be like, okay, we'll try again tomorrow. Like, and then it'll come up again tomorrow. And it will just keep presenting. So that is one thing because I used to make decisions based off of a lot of the times what other people thought was best for me, which isn't, always the worst thing, but nobody knows what's best for you the way that you know. And I used to make my decisions also as like, I should be doing this. This is like the right thing to do. Right. And there's this like, as an artist, especially like bringing it back to that and to musicians in general, it's like there's a certain way you need to be doing things, but there's actually not. Like it's actually, if something doesn't feel aligned to you, like for example, this like, I'll call it a trend of posting like specific videos of like, if you like copy and pasting of, I'm trying to think of an example, whatever, think of like a trending type of video. If that doesn't align with you and if you feel cringy doing it,
right,
cringy in a way of like, this doesn't feel like me.
When I've seen artists do that and you can tell.
Yeah. And people feel it. Even if they don't know they feel it, they feel it. And so now I'm like, what was I even saying? But essentially like following like what you should be doing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. And if your intuition or your like authentic self is to not be doing that, then don't be doing it. Like you don't have to do it. It's not a rule. It's like this unwritten rule maybe that you feel pressure that you need to do it because there's like this idea of scarcity and like competition and like if I don't do this then somebody else is going to get this opportunity or whatever, but that's just not true.
And you can even like, okay, maybe you should post something, but you can figure out, you're an artist, you can figure out something that
find
aligns
a creative way
with
to
you,
do it. Yeah. Or like change the wording to be more authentic to you. Like don't just copy and paste what everybody else is doing. Right. And that comes back to like the very beginning of this episode where you were asking me and I was talking about like the facade, and it comes back to that because it's like, what do you want people to know you as, and like act from that space, not from what everybody else is doing just because you feel pressure to do it because of the scarcity.
And it's also not going to help you stand out if you're doing what everyone else is doing.
That too. Yeah.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 4. Doing things differently doesn't.
Wait, did we just talk about this?
Yeah. Doing things differently doesn't mean you're wrong. Most people are following the collective. When we disconnect from what everyone else tells us we should be doing and go with what we feel lit up to do, that creates the most fulfillment.
Mm-hmm. What a great transition.
Yeah. Perfect.
I mean, period. That's all I got to say on that.
Yeah. Number 5. Stop waiting to be chosen. Choose yourself first. The moment you do, everything reorganizes around that decision.
Mm-hmm. This is kind of also within that of like choosing yourself means not abandoning yourself. And abandoning yourself is doing something just so that somebody else will like you. Or it's like the people pleasing, or it's like thinking that you have to do this because, again, of this like scarcity mindset. Like I've noticed this scarcity mindset when it comes to artists in, like, let's say festivals, for example, where it's like another artist will get this festival slot, and then one artist might feel like, oh, that artist is taking away from my slot, like, and they might feel some like jealousy or envy or lack within themselves. But it's like, no, that festival just wasn't for you. If you didn't get it, then there's a different festival, like pivot, like you don't have to do what everybody else is doing, or like the things that you feel like you should be doing. Think outside of the box and think about like, okay, what else is there that you could be doing then, because it's ultimately out of your hands at that point.
Yeah. It's like people say, like, out with like jobs, either you're like, okay, you didn't get the job, but then you find something else that's also maybe even better, or like you lose your job, but then you do your own thing. It's like, yeah, maybe it just wasn't meant to be.
Exactly. And when I was, a few years ago, when I was working a 9 to 5, I was looking for jobs, and I was like, yeah, this is what people do, right? You look for jobs, you get a job, and then you work, and then you retire one day. But every job, even the ones I was overqualified for, I wasn't even getting interviews. So at that point, and I knew at this point too, like, I'm not meant to be working a 9 to 5 job. Like, this is just not me. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to listen to that and honor that, because clearly, like, this is not for me. It's for somebody else. Like, if I worked here, I would be taking an opportunity from somebody who actually would be a perfect fit for this role. And it's not me. I'm just here because I feel like I have to be here.
Right. This reminded me of like, I applied for Rainbow Trout to be marketing director. There they had like a position. So, but then at the same time, I was making my own music festival, or it was actually like shortly after I had applied that we finally locked it in that we were going to do it this year. So then I hear back from Rainbow Trout like a couple months later, and they're like, nah. And I was literally just like, I could not care less now, because now I'm like, I'm doing my own festival, and if I was doing this too, it would be too much.
Why you couldn't get that, right? Yeah.
Makes sense.
What festival?
It's called Way Out.
Way Out. Cool. Is that somewhere?
It's Seven Sisters Falls.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I just followed you on
I did see it actually.
That's so funny. Oh, I love Seven Sisters. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's you.
Yeah, that's me.
Wow.
And my boy Tyson. Shout out.
Crazy. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
And actually, I was thinking, you should do a sound bath.
Yeah, let's do it.
All
Always
right.
down.
We'll talk.
Always down. We'll talk.
Let's do it. I think maybe a Saturday morning or maybe a Sunday morning. Sunday morning would go hard.
Sunday morning would go hard. Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that.
Sweet. Are we on? Oh, that was it. Yeah, that was 5.
Those are the lessons.
You said you have a bunch of other lessons. What else?
I can't even think of them at the top of my head. I was like, oh my God, I hope he doesn't ask me. Yeah, I can't think of them at the top of my head. If something comes up, I'll definitely bring it up.
Well, there was this one that you said was the meaning behind unmasked, which is the root of all suffering is wishing that things were different.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a big one. That's like something that is, I've heard that concept forever. Like that's since I was born, that's been, coming at me. And sometimes it just takes somebody saying something in a very specific way at a very specific time in your life for it to really hit in a way where it's like, yeah, it seems obvious, but I think, at least for me, I was in a place when I first heard this, or when I heard it, when it hit, I was in a place where I was wishing things were different. And I was like, well, what if I just, maybe if I did it this way, or if I just didn't do this, and, you know, spiraling in my own overthinking. And the truth is that I was creating my own suffering by spiraling. And this goes back to like, we actually are so in control of the thoughts we interact with, of our lives in a lot of ways, and how we react to things. So this concept, the root of all suffering is wishing things were different than they were. Because it's one thing to think this and to know it in your brain, but it's another thing to like embody it and know it in your body and like feel like, yeah, like this is what it is right now. And you can do whatever you want to do, like do all the things that are in your control to change your reality. But there's certain things that are just out of your control. And once you've done everything you can, then it's like, okay, you just have to surrender to the process and to what is in front of you and just make the best out of what is at this moment. And it's all temporary anyways.
I like that.
Yeah.
I also like what you said about you choose which thoughts to engage with or something along those lines. Where like, because you can't really control what thoughts you're gonna have. Like they'll just kind of come in, but like you can be like, all right, like I see you, and I'm gonna let you go. You know, we don't need to.
Yeah, like I don't like that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just let you pass by, and I will, you know, think of a thought that actually feels better for me and more helpful. Mental health moment.
This is dope. This is what we covered most of what I had written down.
Great.
Where else do we go from here?
That's the question.
What's your practice like? Do you meditate?
I do. I meditate. I actually record meditations also, so I have my own meditations, because a lot of the way that I like to meditate is, I mean, sometimes there's a time for like just actual, you know, like the classic meditation where you're like getting familiar with your body, feeling the sensations, feeling the air, whatever, all those things. But then there's the type of meditation that is more like mindset and identity work, which is like, okay, what do you want to embody today? Like, how do you want to feel today? What do you want to accomplish this month? And like embody that. And so that I like meditations like that are both somatic in like feeling, you know, like energies and feeling things within your body, but then also mentally active, where it's you're envisioning your goals and reminding yourself of like how you want to show up, and then showing up that way until it becomes automatic and you don't have to do a meditation anymore to show up that way.
This reminds me of, so this is actually what I was going to ask before that I forgot about when we were talking about wishing things were different, because I often struggle with the balance between like having goals or like wanting to accomplish things and then being okay that I am not achieving those things or they haven't happened yet, you know? So it's like, I don't know, how do you do you have goals?
Oh yeah. I got big goals.
Big goals?
Yeah.
So then is that like, how do you balance that then with, you know, acknowledging and being content
with where
that?
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that comes also down to the creating the internal state that you actually desire. I think a lot of the times with goals, it's like, why do you want this? Like, what is this going to bring into your life? Like, the most basic and like easiest example would be like, oh, I'm manifesting a relationship. Okay, what is a relationship going to bring into your life? Like, why do you even want a relationship? Is it the like companionship, or you want somebody to love you. Okay, how do you give that to yourself? How do you create that feeling within yourself? So like maybe it's you start pouring into your friendships, and maybe it is pouring into yourself. A lot of the times it is pouring into yourself, and like it's, so cliche, but self-love, because a lot of us don't practice that, and we don't actually like love ourselves, a lot of us. So, or like even know what that means or how to do that. So creating that feeling, once you realize you can just create that feeling of whatever you desire within yourself. And this might feel arbitrary because it's kind of weird to wrap your head around until you actually experience it. But once you feel it within yourself, you realize you're actually content without the external thing.
Mm-hmm.
But once you are content without the external thing, that's when the external thing comes in, inevitably. Whether it's how you imagined it or in a different way, it's gonna come in. Like, it's gonna happen. It's inevitable.
This has been such a struggle for me because I believe that, and I think that's true. But then I'll be like, but I still have to make it happen.
Yeah. And you can't think your way there.
Right.
You have to like feel your way there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta like, this is why, back to the meditations of like embodiment of like, okay, I have this goal. What's the version of me that is living that reality? And how do I become that version right now? So like a lot of the times for a while when I was in that place of like the root of all suffering is wishing things were different than they were, when I was like deep in that and wishing things were different than they were, I would like, it was hard to wake up in the morning. It was a struggle. And then when I started to just, I mean, like you got to feel your feelings, but then at some point it's like, okay, what am I going to do about it? So I would wake up and I would, while I was getting ready, I would listen to like an embodiment meditation and embody the version of me that already is feeling the way that I desired to feel. So in doing that, it's maybe delusional, but you literally start to feel like you already have the things, even though you don't. But then the things started presenting in my life, and I was like, oh yeah, right, I know this to work. But again, the embodiment, the like feeling it, is a whole other part of it.
And then I guess this is something I heard recently, is that like what you should kind of direct your attention towards, because you're not just gonna meditate all day and not take any action.
Right.
So you're gonna do something, and what you should kind of direct it towards is like, okay, in like my desired reality, my desired identity, whatever, like what are the habits that like this person would have, right?
Yeah.
So I want to be a famous musician. Well, what would, if I was a famous musician, what would I be doing? You'd probably be writing a lot of music.
Yeah.
Probably be practicing.
Yeah.
You'd probably be on top of your like managing the project and like making sure it's all going good.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, do those things. I want to be not socially anxious. Well, if you weren't socially anxious and you were a social butterfly, what would you do?
Exactly.
You would talk to people.
Yeah.
So then
you got to step through the fear,
yeah.
which is really hard to do at first. But the more you do it, it just, you create those habits. Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's huge. The habit building too. And like habit stacking. Like I said, I'm doing this while I'm getting ready in the morning. I'm getting ready anyways. So like, what am I going to listen to? Something that's going to help me get into my desired state.
That's pretty cool. I've never really thought about that, of like a meditation thing, kind of like while you're getting ready for the day.
Yeah, because getting ready is mindless. You don't have to think about it. You do the same thing
while you're
every
eating
day.
breakfast.
Yeah, making your coffee, whatever it is. Yeah, cleaning the house. Like it could be anything. Anything that's like mindless. Cooking, driving.
Just abundance meditation on rotation.
Yeah,
all day.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes on the days where I'm really, down bad, I'll just have like Joe Dispenza in the background.
Yeah.
Because your subconscious is picking it up whether you know it or not.
There's gonna be a lot to think about. This is good.
I know. Yeah, this is a heavy hitter.
Let's go backwards. We covered all the deep stuff. Now let's go light.
Yeah, let's finish it off with the light.
What have you been listening to recently?
Music?
Yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of random stuff, like kind of all over the place. Naomi Sharon. Always listening to Maida. Do you know Maida?
No.
I feel like a lot of people don't, but they should. Maida.
I'll check it out.
Akila. I don't know if that's how you say her name. She's from Toronto. I just have a playlist of like random stuff. Also, Tate McRae. Tate McRae really inspired this EP, so which is very random, but
sick.
Yeah, I saw her live and it was just insane. It's insane. I was shook. So, yeah, that's definitely like grabbing inspiration from.
Was
also
that
Drake? You know, obviously.
Oh yeah, actually, okay.
I can't get him off my top.
I guess let's talk about that.
Five.
That just came out. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
I haven't fully listened to the 500 songs yet,
yeah,
but so far, I don't know. Actually, I don't have thoughts yet.
Okay.
Ask me in like a month, and I'll have some thoughts. But I've been listening to like old Drake, like Crew Love, and just like the old stuff. Also, Kehlani's new album I was listening to. So I do R&B yoga once a month. So usually I'll pick an artist for that month, and then inevitably I'll be listening to their music all month because I have to make the playlist for it. So I'm like trying to curate the perfect playlist. So yeah, it's been, the next one is the Kehlani one. So I've been listening to a lot of Kehlani.
Nice. Best Drake album?
Best Drake album? Take Care? I don't know. Right now, as of this moment, Take Care.
Yeah, I feel that for you.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't know what I would put actually.
Yeah, what's yours?
The first one that like basically like if you're reading this, it's too late. Like basically got me into rap. So that was cool.
Okay.
I don't know. I remember for the longest time I hated rap, and like I played football, and that's all they played in the football room was rap.
Okay.
And then it took like a year and a half of just like rap being bombarded into my skull for me to finally like one day in the locker room I was like, yo,
they got you.
Actually, yeah.
They got you.
Yeah. And it was Drake. It was
of
Drake
course.
that cut through because he was
Who else would it be?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get him off my like top artists for some reason. He just has so many songs.
But these new albums, bro, I'm not a fan.
Of in general, or
well, the two that aren't rap are just like horrible to me. Oh my god, they're sickening.
Okay. Ooh, sickening. How do you feel about this one?
Like Iceman, I think I'm so conflicted because I don't think it's good, but I think it like could have been really good. It's just like.
Did you listen to the whole thing?
I listened to the whole thing twice.
Whoa.
Because I'm also reviewing it next week. Me and my buddy Alec, we just started a music review thing.
Oh, crazy. So, okay.
We're hitting Iceman because you gotta.
Obviously.
And that's like why we started it like 3 weeks ago because we're like, we want to review Iceman, but like that can't be our first.
Right.
So.
Okay, I like this.
So, yeah, I think Drake took a historical L 2 years ago, and he can't admit it. And if he like just like kind of came to terms with it and like took some time to self-reflect, took some time to meditate,
you hear that, Drake?
And think about his you listening, Drake? Because he's a really talented rapper and hitmaker. Like he's fucking really good.
Also a master manifester, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably is. Yeah. He did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
We're talking about him.
Yeah. But then, yeah, it's like you can't be embarrassed, and then in a rap beef, and then Kendrick Lamar does a victory lap at the fucking Super Bowl, and then you come back 2 years later and he says, "I didn't take Noel like I'm Kris Kringle." That's a lyric.
I think he's committed to the lack of seriousness.
But but it's not it, because he is serious. That's the thing. He could have done that.
Is he though? I feel like
I think
he's
he
not.
is. I don't think there's
Maybe that's my
any
perception.
irony there. I think he still thinks he's the greatest, and he's still trying to convince people.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
But it's also he's trying to convince himself. Go back to identity.
Ooh.
He being the greatest is so firmly rooted in his identity, and he's been the greatest for so long, and he's been able to say he's the greatest, and people can't really challenge him on it.
Right.
And then finally, the other guy who could have said he was the greatest challenged him on it, won the public's opinion, and then now he can't accept that. He can't accept that he lost.
Yeah, a little bit of ego in there for sure. Which, like, I mean, yeah. There's no time for self-reflection when you're making 500 songs.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe after this album,
Yeah,
there'll be a little retreat or something.
Yeah. Turks and Caicos.
Yeah.
Anyways. I guess we can call it there. This is a great chat.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming in. Do you have a EP show?
Yes, but TBD on that. I don't know
Okay.
when that is yet. It'll be in September. The EP is dropping in September.
Sweet.
Yeah. So show will be September or October, but within that.
All right.
Yeah.
And then anything else you wanna plug?
The sound baths.
Yeah.
There's gonna be, the plan is a sound bath every month, R&B yoga every month. That's just been ongoing forever. Not forever. It's been only like a year, but it feels like forever. And yeah, those are the things.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Look for I gotta hit one of these sound baths. Well, I guess at way out we'll talk.
We'll talk. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thanks. Thank you so much for watching this episode of In the Zone. If you're on YouTube, you can like the video and subscribe to support the show. If you're on another podcast platform, give us 5 stars, give us a follow, do what you can. Just throw me a freaking bone here, okay? I'm busting my ass day and night to make a good podcast just for you. So please do what you can. I appreciate it. While you're at it, go over to Instagram at inthezone.wpg and give that a follow if you haven't already. Thank you so much. You're the best. Love you lots. See you next time.